All right, Shalom Israel, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Barakatham, Yahweh Shema Alatham B'Shem Yahushai. Salute to all you brothers and sisters tuning in. We are the Israelite School of UPK, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. I am Priest Abawan, accompanied by
Priest Karatazah.
Most High in Christ. Today we will be going into Revelation chapter 4. We have previously dived into Revelation 1, 2, and 3, the history, giving you the proper context and understanding what John wrote down and what was revealed to him when Christ appeared to him on the Isle of Patmos. So today we're going to be reading Revelation chapter 4, and without further ado, let's get right into it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 4 and verse 1. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet, talking to me, which said, "Come up hither, and I will show thee."
You see? No sweat. So what we have here is John witnessing another vision. This is a part of a vision that John is receiving. Go ahead.
And I will show thee the things which must be hereafter. Verse 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. Verse 3. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne in sight like unto an emerald.
Right, let me see. This is how beautiful the throne of the Most High is. You understand? It's beautified in all of its glory. That's why it's so evil for the alphabet bullies and the LGBT to use the rainbow in such a demonic way, when really it's a holy thing. You understand? And the one on the throne is the Most High. If I could, give me give me Isaiah 6 and 1, right? Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1. Remember that what John is seeing, other prophets have saw as well. And we're going to get another prophet who has seen something similar to what John on the Isle of Patmos saw. Who is the one on the throne and with the different stones, likened to those colors as you see on your screen? I'm gonna show you. Read that. I'll hold it for you.
The book of Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1. In the year that the king Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne.
You saw the Lord sitting on a what?
A throne.
You saw the Lord sitting on a throne. Read on.
High and lifted up.
What was he?
High and lifted up.
High and lifted up. The Most High. You see? Read on.
And his train filled the temple.
And his train, you see an example of a train. It's not talking about Thomas the train. It's not talking about a choo-choo train. It's talking about something of what kings will wear. As you see on your screen, that long robe that'll follow the king when he walked, that was his train. Read on. And it filled the temple. Read on.
Verse 2. Above it stood this seraphims. Each one had 6 wings, which twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet. And with twain he did fly.
Right, and we're going to come back to those seraphims. Now let's go back to Revelation chapter 4. Read on.
The book of Revelation chapter 4 verse 3. It's like verse 4. And round about the throne were 24 seats. And
now around about the Most High's throne are 24 seats, which is how much? 24.
Right.
Read.
And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting.
And he saw 24 elders, 24 elders. Read on.
Clothed in white raiment.
Clothed in white raiment. Read on.
And they had on their heads crowns of gold.
And they had on their heads this is key, crowns of gold. Read on.
Verse 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of the God.
So what is John seeing? John is witnessing the 4th dimension. That's what John is seeing. Right. And John saw the throne of the Most High in its glory. And he also saw about the throne of the Most High 24 chairs, right? 24 seats, rather. And in those 24 seats, they were occupied by 24 men. Now, are these angels? They're angelic in nature because they're not men like me and Karatazar. Right. But they are angelic because they're not men. However, they're not the angels that send messages. You understand? These are angelic beings, if you will, terrestrial beings, right? Whose sole purpose is to what? Counsel with the Most High. Whenever the Most High goes to make a decision, he has counsels in heaven, right? Oh man, brother, it's about to go there. It's about to go there, right? So before a cataclysmic event happens or catastrophe happens, there's a council in heaven. Like when Job, it said the sons of, or it's like it said that Satan appeared before the Lord, right? Satan just don't do what he want to do, right? There's an order. There's an order on earth and there's an order in heaven. You have the Most High, right? That's where it all stems from. And then under him is the rank and order, which we'll explain. These 24 elders outrank your foot soldier angels, so to speak. Outranks your, the angels that go and deliver messages to the prophets. They outrank those angels. They outrank the archangels. You understand? These angels, and then it said, John said it was thunder and lightning and that's how it sounds. You understand? That's how powerful it is to be in the presence of the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 6. And before the throne.
Read that verse you read again.
Verse 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God.
We know what the 7 spirits of God are. Let's go back to Revelation 1. The 7 spirits of God are what? If you've been following along, you will know that the 7 spirits, if you go to, I'll read it, Revelation 1:20, the mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches. So you had the 7 schools of Asia Minor. Right. You understand? Smyrna, Philadelphia, Laodicea, so on and so forth. But then you had angels over those zones. The 24 elders are over the zones of everything. There's a zone that each one of those elders cover. You understand what I'm saying? And they have councils with the Most High, right? And we'll give an example of one of the councils that the 24 elders and the Most High has, you see? But keep going, Ak.
Verse 6. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal.
Right, it was clear, right? Read on.
And in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind.
Right, now these are separate from the 24 elders, and these also are not what you would know as like an angel that goes and delivers messages to the people, or that roam in chariots. These are the 4 beasts, the same 4 beasts that another prophet saw, which we'll get as well and explain. Read.
Verse 7.
Let's see how these different beasts looked.
And the first beast was like unto a lion.
The first beast looked like a lion. Read on.
And the second beast like unto a calf.
The second one was like unto a calf, like a bullock. Read on.
And the third beast had a face as a man. And the fourth beast was like a flying eagle.
These are 4 dreadful, terrible-looking beasts. These beasts worked as guard dogs. These beasts worked as what? They were full of eyes within and without. Why? Because they held shamar. Right. Similar to how King Solomon and King David and the different kings of Israel around their throne would have statues of lions. And it's the same thing with the Most High. That's where we get it from. Right. That's where we get all our salt from. The Most High. And the Most High around about his throne are powerful beings. 24 of them. And about them are beings that hold shamar. Right? Read.
Verse 7. That's like verse 8. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him.
And each of them had 6 wings about them. Read on.
And they were full of eyes within. And they rest not day and night.
Why are they full of eyes within and without? Because they see everything. You can't get past these beasts, these beings. Right? Read on.
Saying, holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy. Now, John is describing what he's seeing. John is describing what he's witnessing in this vision. And what he's witnessing in this vision is what actually happens, is what's going on now. Right? Think about how these 24 elders had crowns on their heads, signifying that they outranked the angels beneath them. You see? But even in their power, even in how glorious they are, and how glorious these 4 beasts are, right? Read.
Holy, holy, holy.
They give it up to the Most High. Kodash, Kodash, Kodash. All day, all night. Right? Non-stop. Holy, holy, holy. Read.
Lord God Almighty.
Lord God Almighty, the Most High. Read on.
Which was. And is to come.
Right? Read.
And when, verse 9, and when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him.
They get on there, they bow down to the Most High. And what else they do?
That sat on the throne and worship him that liveth and worship him that liveth forever and ever. And cast their crowns before the throne.
And they throw their crowns down. Because even though they outrank what you would know as, the angels that deliver messages, these 24 elders in their rank and in their stature, they still know that they are submit to the Most High power.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a ranking order in heaven. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's why there's a ranking order on earth. Right. You understand what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the Most High, what is this showing you? The Most High's power, the Most High's glory, the Most High's majesty, and what's going on in real time right now as we speak. There's a council in heaven going on right now. There's a council going on. Whether you live or die tomorrow. There's a council going on right now whether or not an earthquake should happen on the coast of Japan and destroy millions of homes.
Right.
There's a council, right? There's a council before. There's always a council, right? Read.
Verse 10. The 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, worship him that liveth forever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure are they, and for thy pleasure they are and were created.
The Most High, through, of course, Yahushua and the angels, created everything. That's the Elohim in Genesis, the 1st chapter, in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, the powers created heaven and earth. That word for God in Genesis 1:1 is Elohim, which yum at the end of Allah makes Allah plural, which means powers. Right. You see, the powers created the heaven and earth. The Most High gave Christ the blueprint, and the Lord and the angels did their thing. You understand? That's how you have everything that you see now, visible and invisible. Now, where is Christ sitting at? Christ outranks the 24 elders. Give me Hebrews 1 and 2. Let me show you Yahushua Mashiach really fast. Yahushua Mashiach outranks not only the 24 elders and the 4 beasts, but also the angels that deliver messages, the archangels. Christ outranks all of them. You understand? And in the Israelite school of UPK on the Commander Journey Yahanna, like we're taught to always exalt Christ, because we would not be in this truth if it wasn't for Yahushua and Mashiach. We would not be in this truth. We would not have a chance to serve God and be righteous. We wouldn't have had a chance to get out of banging and selling drugs and dope and a guilty conscience for the evil things that we've done in our past if it wasn't for Yahushua. Let's show Christ's how he outranks. Hebrews chapter 1. Hebrews chapter 1, and you can start at verse 2. Verse 2, and then we'll read on down, all right? Hebrews chapter 1, verse 2.
The book of Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2 hath in the last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath anointed heir of all things.
Christ is heir of all things. Read on.
By whom also he made the world.
By whom also he made the worlds. Read on.
Verse 3, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
See the majesty on high, and you see how high the Most High is. Right? Think of the Most High. I always try to emphasize most because there's none higher. Right? He's the Most High. You can't have two most. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't make no sense. But Christ sits on the right hand of the Most High. Read on.
Verse 4, being made so much better than the angels.
Then the what?
Than the angels.
One more time.
Than the angels.
Being so much more better made than the angels. Read on.
As he had by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they.
By inheritance, he obtained a more excellent name than Michael, Gabriel, Uriah, Raphael, all the angels mentioned in the scriptures that we have, all the angels that the fire of the pillar of fire by night and the cloud by day, all those angels are outranked by Yahushua, Jesus Christ. Right now, let's go back to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 6 and start at 1, right? Because these prophets also saw what John saw. So now you know, when you read Revelation, the 24th chapter, think of how glorious the Most High is. Think of how powerful and how terrible the Most High is. And we're talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not that sissy you worship in the Christian church.
Right.
That white boy. You understand? That is not God. That is not his son. You understand? Read.
The book of Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one of them has 6 wings, which with twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. Verse 3, and one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy.
What they say in Revelation chapter 6?
Holy, holy, holy.
Read.
Is the Lord of hosts.
Revelation chapter 4. Slide, you read.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke.
Right. And the presence of the Most High was glorious in this, that angels, you have angels that worship the Most High, or beings that worship the Most High 24/7 and just give it up to the Most High, because the Most High is glorious in all that he has done. See, the earth is such an evil place, right? And it's evil in this, and let me know when you want to chime in on it. The earth is evil in this, is that they try their very best to denounce the Most High, meaning there's no God, science or evolution or Darwinism. They try to take away. No, when these beings give it up to the Most High 24/7. You created everything. You're the one. There's none higher than you. They throw down their crowns. They bow down. You are the Almighty, that which was and which is to come. All day. And look, brother, what you prideful about? You understand what I'm saying? You think you got a good job, and you making a little money, that you on some level. You ain't nothing but as a flower that fadeth away. You'll be dust in no time. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It also keeps you humble, remembering how powerful the Most High is and how we're under the Most High. You understand? You wanted to say something?
I was gonna say also, shoot, like just how you said, how me reading it even right now makes me think like, dang, you know, it really is like how minute and how small some of the things that we ask for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the angels just praising and giving glory to the Lord, and you know, and the Lord is the creator of all things, and we begging for this and asking for that and pleading for that, and there's nothing wrong, you know, to try to get by and get the things that you want, but in that, are you praising the Lord? Are you doing what the angels is doing and reciting? Are you doing the things right and that are pleasing unto the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Are you praising the Lord like again? You know what I'm saying? And what in your actions and in your prayers, do you just, you know, instead of a prayer of, you know, asking for something, or is there ever a prayer of just thanking the Lord and praising the Lord and giving glory unto the Lord? You know what I'm saying?
No, damn right. Most High Christ, all day, the 24 elders, all day, the four beasts, Kodash, and the beings around about the throne of the Most High, Kodash, Kodash, Kodash. You understand? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. You understand what I'm saying? Just giving it up for the Most High. And the Most High is sitting there like a boss on his throne. You understand? This is what both Isaiah and John saw. Go ahead.
It's like it's verse 5.
Verse 5.
Verse 5 of Isaiah. It's like chapter 6, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5. Then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips.
This humbled Isaiah. Right? Yeshaya in the Hebrew. Read on.
And I dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.
The Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, his army, the angels. Read on.
Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs of the altar.
Where do we have that up here? Similar to this. Right? And we'll grab incense. And the brothers burning incense, which the incense burn on coals. And he took the coal. Remember, Isaiah said, I'm a man of unclean lips. And he took the coal and then did what?
And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this has touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged.
Right, read.
Verse 8. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send?
Why? The Lord, this is heavy. The Lord, Isaiah overheard a council. And the Lord was having a council with the 24 elders and said, whom shall I send? Who is he asking, whom shall I send? Is he asking Isaiah, who shall he send? Or is there a council going on and he's asking, whom shall I send? And watch Isaiah's response.
Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?
Who will go for who?
Who will go for us?
For who?
For us.
For who?
For us.
Them 24 elders sound like sound like the Most High is having a council to me, because that's what he does. Right? Read.
Then said I, here I am, send me.
And he, Isaiah, in the distance, here am I, send me, Lord. Read.
And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Right. And that's what Isaiah's job was to do. Right. And also that was a prophecy concerning Christ, when they wouldn't receive what he was saying, and he was in front of them. Now give me 1 Kings, right? 1 Kings chapter 22. I'm gonna give you another example of a council in heaven, a council in the scriptures, or it's like a council in the fourth dimension, as we would call it, right? It's chapter 22, and we could start at 13.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 13. And the messenger that was going to Micah spake unto him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophet declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good.
Keep going.
And Micah said, As the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak.
Keep going.
Verse 15. So came the king, and the king said unto him, Micah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear?
Right. So this king, King Ahab, is asking the prophet Micah if he should go into battle in Ramoth Gilead. Take a look at what the prophet's response is. Read on.
Salakia.
And he answered him.
And he answered him, Go and prosper.
Right.
For the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
Keep going.
And the king said unto him,
Because the kings of Israel would oftentimes seek the prophets for direction because they knew that the prophets were spokesmen for the Most High, right, so to speak. Read on.
And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? Verse 17. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy, that he would prophesy no good concerning me, prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven.
Read.
And all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab, and he may go and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this matter, and another said on that matter.
So you had a council going on in the heaven, right? That's what this prophet saw. He said that he saw the Lord sitting on his throne, per usual, and then he saw the host of heaven standing on the right-hand side of the Most High and standing on the left-hand side of the Most High. One saying after this manner, and another saying after this manner. Well, I think that you should do this, Lord. And another, well, what if we did this and made this happen? What if we made it to where, we sent the lion spirit? Or what if, you understand what I'm saying? That's what they were counseling on what should be the Most High's next move concerning this king. Right, Reed?
And persuade him. Salakia. Verse 21. And it came forth and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him.
It says, and there came forth a spirit.
Salakia. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit.
Lying what?
A lying spirit.
A lying spirit. We know.
In the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, Thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
Keep going.
Verse 23. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil concerning thee.
Right, because when he received the prophecies from these prophets, the prophets and their innocence, like, this is what I received. But there was a counsel that the prophecies that he received, those prophets that the king went to, that there was a lying spirit in those prophets. You understand what I'm saying? But that was from the Lord. There are things that go. Here's what you need. There are things that goes on in the fourth dimension, in the world that me or you cannot see. This truth is very serious. It's worse than, the mafia. You understand? This is absolutely worse than the mafia. Why? Because there is no getting away from you and your oath. There's no getting away with you and sinning. There's no getting away with you being wicked behind closed doors. Know that there is a counsel going on concerning your life. You understand? Right. There's a counsel behind all these things. You see? You had a precept?
So I just want to kind of bring out the point how like the Lord attains to councils, you know what I'm saying, and has councils, and once, you know, he attends to them, and, you know, he discusses matters, and he also says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 6, you know, he advises us to seek counsel, you know what I'm saying? It says, a wise man will hear and will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels, you know what I'm saying? Just like he does. He's telling you to do as he does, you see what I'm saying? Because all we reading, and he's has these angels and these elders, you know, to discussing what he do, or how should I go about this, and how should I go about that. It comes to show that you should take that as a note for yourself, you know what I'm saying, and try to attain to the counsels, and, you know, not just move off impulse, not just move off your own ways, you know what I'm saying, but attain to counsels of wise men on your moves that you will make, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Excellent point. Let's get some more scriptures on that. Give me Proverbs. Not Proverbs. Give me Psalms. Go to the book of Psalms. The book of Psalm. Right? Because the Most High has counsels. And the brother made an excellent point, because we have counsels. Right? Psalms 50. Psalms 33 and 11. So many. Psalms 33 and 11. Right? I'm just going through my notes. It's a lot of yeah.
The book of Psalms, chapter 33 and verse 11. The counsel of the Lord.
The what?
The counsel.
The what?
The counsel.
The counsel, read.
Of the Lord standeth forever. The thoughts of his heart to all generations.
Thoughts of his mind, his plans unto all generations. You know, there was a council when they chose Moses. Right. When the Most High chose Moses, it was a council. It was a council, brother. God, I mean, damn, that's heavy. Like, it don't say there was a council and then Moses was chose. No, but based on what we read, that's a big event. To choose, like Moses wasn't, you know, selected randomly.
Right. They sat there and was like, who will go and lead the people out of Egypt?
The water. Who's gonna go before Pharaoh? Brother. Who's gonna go before Pharaoh? Or and then I'm sure one of the 24 elders was like, you know, but he's not eloquent. And then another spirit stood up and said, well, what about his brother? So when Moses responded to the Lord, what he responded, the Most High already had counsel about it. That's heavy, right?
That's heavy. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
same thing when the Lord chose Saul, and the same thing when the Lord chose David. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Like remember when when David committed adultery, right? And King David saw Bathsheba bathing from his balcony, and he saw the soap running down her. He saw her bathing, right. And he lusted, and then he said, "I gotta have her," right? And then he slept with her, and then he had Uriah killed, and then she got pregnant. And what, about a year went by? You understand what I'm saying? And what happened? Nathan came to David and confronted him on his wrong. But guess what? There was a council. David did this, Lord. David did this. An angel came and reported it, and it went up the ladder. And the 24 elders, along with the Most High, discussed how they was going to deal with David. And they came to the conclusion, because they knew the Most High loved David, because typically David should have been dead according to the law. Right. But the Lord, the council had mercy on David. The council had mercy on Aaron for building them wicked calves, them golden idols. You understand? Like, it goes there.
If I could say. They also, in Satan, you got to realize Satan is coming into these councils. Satan is coming into these councils.
Right, brother.
Saying, I can do this.
Right.
I can do that. Do you want me to try? Do you want me to do this? Mm-hmm. Getting approval on certain things that he's doing, you know, to certain brothers and certain sisters and in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Do you have any closing words, Zach?
Allah, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, that was Revelation chapter 4. That's part 4 of 22. We coming back with part 5. Don't miss out on that one. It's gonna be a good one. Get your notes out. Get your pen and pad out. If you are in the area, any zone you're in, it would behoove you to get in contact with the Israelite School of UPK and contact your local camp leader, because you never know what the counsel of the Lord is concerning you and your life. You understand? And with that, shalom.